Rayan was a poor mechanic living on a small, dusty junk planet far away from the busy stars. The planet was full of broken machines, old spaceships, and piles of metal parts. People came here to find things they could fix or sell. Rayan worked hard every day, fixing old robots and engines for little money. Life was not easy, but Rayan never gave up. One hot afternoon, Rayan was walking through a big junkyard. The sun was bright, and the air was thick with dust and noise. He was looking for parts to fix an old robot that a nearby shop had asked him to repair. As he stepped over twisted metal and broken wires, something shiny caught his eye. Under a pile of old spaceship pieces, there was a small metal box covered in scratches and dirt. It looked strange and old, like it had been there for many years. Curious, Rayan carefully pulled the box out and wiped off the dust. On the box was a small screen with blinking lights. He pressed a button, and suddenly the box opened slowly with a hiss. Inside, wrapped in thick ice, was a large creature. It looked like a wolf, but bigger and stronger. Its fur was dark and shiny, with strange glowing lines all over its body. Its eyes were closed, but Rayan could feel its power even in sleep. Rayan was surprised and a little scared. "What is this?" he whispered to himself. He looked around to see if anyone was watching, but the junkyard was empty. He knew this was something special. He carefully lifted the box and carried it to his small workshop. Inside the workshop, Rayan placed the box on a table. He examined the strange creature more closely. The metal on the box had alien writing he could not read. Then a small machine next to the box beeped and a voice spoke in a cold, robotic tone. "Ownership transfer complete. New owner. Rayan." Rayan froze. He had not asked for anything. How could he own this beast? He pressed buttons on the machine, but it did not answer again. He looked at the wolf, which suddenly moved its head slightly. Its eyes opened slowly, showing bright yellow pupils. The creature growled softly, a low and angry sound. Rayan stepped back. The wolf's teeth were sharp, and it looked angry. It tried to stand, but fell again, weak and injured. Rayan saw deep cuts and old scars on its body. It was clear the beast had been through many fights and was very tired. For a moment, Rayan thought about leaving it alone, but something inside him told him to help. He was a mechanic, and fixing things was what he did. If he could fix machines, maybe he could help this creature too. He brought water and food, but the wolf refused to eat. It just watched him with suspicion and growled whenever Rayan came close. The creature was strong, but also very angry and afraid. Days passed like this. Rayan cleaned its wounds with slow, careful hands. He fixed broken parts of its armor, which looked like it was made for battle. Rayan talked to the wolf quietly, telling stories about his life, the junk planet, and his dreams. The wolf listened, but did not reply. It only growled when anyone came near. People in the village started talking about Rayan and his new strange friend. "He brought a wild alien beast," they said. "It will kill him." But Rayan didn't care what others said. Every day he spent hours caring for the wolf. One night, a loud noise shook the workshop. Some local thieves had come to steal tools and parts. They did not know about the wolf inside. When the thieves tried to break in, the wolf suddenly woke up fully. It jumped up and roared like thunder. The thieves froze. The wolf's eyes glowed bright in the dark. With a fierce growl, it chased the thieves away, smashing machines and knocking over crates. Rayan watched, shocked but proud. His strange, grumpy friend was protecting him. After that night, the people began to respect Rayan more. They called the wolf Griv because it made a strange growling sound like Griv. Griv was still angry and wild, but he stayed close to Rayan now. Rayan felt something change inside him too. He was no longer just a poor mechanic. He was the owner of a powerful alien wolf, grumpy, strong, and dangerous. And maybe, just maybe, this was the start of something bigger than he ever dreamed. Days turned into weeks. Rayan and Griv began to learn more about each other. Griv was still grumpy and wild, but he stopped growling as much. He followed Rayon everywhere like a shadow. Sometimes he even let Rayon touch his thick fur without snapping. Rayon worked hard every day, fixing machines and selling parts. But now Griv was with him all the time. The big alien wolf made people stop and stare. Some were afraid, some were curious, but no one dared to cause trouble near Rayon's workshop. Griv was not an ordinary wolf. He had strange powers. Sometimes, when the sun was low, his eyes glowed softly. When Rayon was in danger, Griv moved fast, faster than any machine or human. He could break metal with his strong teeth and smash walls with his huge paws. One afternoon, a group of local scavengers came near Rayon's shop. They were troublemakers who often stole parts and bullied others. They laughed when they saw Griv. "That beast is ugly and useless," one of them said. "Let's see if he can fight." The leader threw a metal rod at Griv. The wolf jumped and caught it with his teeth. The scavengers got angry and rushed forward. But Griv was ready. He growled loudly, his body tense like a wild storm. With one swipe of his paw, he sent the leader flying across the yard. The others stopped and looked at each other. They knew Griv was not a beast to fight. Slowly they backed away, leaving Rayon and Griv alone. Rayon smiled. "Good boy, Griv," he said softly. Griv gave a small bark, almost like a smile. Rayon began to realize something important. Griv was not just a wild animal. He was a protector. Wherever Rayon went, Griv was there to keep him safe. One day, a strange message arrived. It was from an alien collector, a rich and powerful trader who wanted to buy Griv. The message said, "That beast is worth millions. Sell him to me, and you will never worry about money again." Rayon read the message again and again. He thought about his life, how hard it was, how little money he had. The offer was tempting, but then he looked at Griv. The wolf was lying on the floor, breathing quietly. He was not just a beast or a tool. He was Rayon's friend, his family. Rayon replied, "No, Griv is not for sale." The trader sent angry messages after that. He sent soldiers to threaten Rayon, but Griv always stopped them. Rayon's workshop became a small fortress with Griv as the guardian. More people started coming to see Griv. Scientists wanted to study him. Warriors wanted to challenge him. Traders wanted to buy him. But Rayon stayed firm. One night, Rayon sat by the fire and talked to Griv. "You're different, my friend. You're not just an animal. You're special." Griv looked at him with tired eyes. He lifted his big head and softly licked Rayon's hand. For the first time, Rayon felt that Griv trusted him completely. Rayon's life began to change. He was no longer just a poor mechanic. With Griv by his side, he felt stronger, braver, and more hopeful. But the galaxy was not quiet. Rumors spread about the grumpy alien wolf and his human friend. Many wanted to take Griv away, some for power, some for money. Rayon knew danger was coming, but he was ready. He had Griv, the beast who had once been frozen in ice, now alive and strong. Together they would face whatever came next. Time passed, and Rayon's life with Griv became even more unusual. The grumpy alien wolf was no longer just a strange pet. Griv grew stronger and more loyal every day. His armor, once broken and dull, was now shiny and powerful, thanks to Rayon's hard work and skill. One morning, while Rayon was fixing a broken hoverbike, he noticed Griv staring at the horizon. His ears twitched and his eyes glowed faintly. Something was wrong. Griv's body tensed and a low growl came from deep inside him. Rayon stopped working and looked around, feeling the sudden change in the air. Before Rayon could react, a loud explosion shook the junkyard. Dust and smoke filled the sky. A group of strange ships hovered above, their engines roaring. Rayon's heart raced. He recognized the symbol on the ships. It was from the Varan Corporation, a powerful company known for hunting rare alien creatures to sell them for profit. The ships landed quickly, and armed soldiers poured out. They moved fast, breaking machines and shouting orders. "We are here for the alien wolf. Surrender it and no one gets hurt." Rayan stood in front of his workshop, his hands shaking but his voice steady. "Griv is not yours. You will not take him." The soldiers laughed. "You are just a poor mechanic. You cannot stop us." But Griv did not wait. The alien wolf charged forward, teeth bared and eyes burning bright. He moved like lightning, faster than any machine or weapon. The soldiers fired their guns, but the bullets bounced off Griv's armor. With a powerful swipe of his paw, Griv knocked down the first soldier, then the second. Rayan watched in shock and pride. His grumpy friend was fighting not just for himself, but for them both. The battle was fierce. The soldiers had strong weapons, but Griv was stronger. He used his sharp claws to tear through metal and his roar to scare the enemies. Dust and debris flew everywhere as the junkyard became a battlefield. Finally, the soldiers retreated. They ran back to their ships, wounded and scared. The Varen Corporation's leaders were furious. They had never seen a beast like Griv before. Rayan walked to Griv, who was breathing heavily but still standing, strong. "You saved me," Rayan said softly, patting Griv's armored head. Griv growled softly and nudged Rayan's hand. That night, the village gathered around a fire. People who once mocked Rayan now looked at him with respect and awe. The story of the mechanic and his fierce alien wolf spread quickly. They called Griv the guardian of the junkyard, but Rayan knew this was only the beginning. The Varen Corporation would not give up so easily. They had money, power, and many soldiers. If they wanted Griv, they would come back with more force. Rayan looked at the stars and made a decision. He would not run or hide. He would protect Griv and the life they built together. But to do that, he needed more than just courage. He needed strength, allies, and a plan. Over the next days, Rayan worked day and night. He repaired old machines and built new traps around his workshop. Griv trained too, growing stronger and faster. The wolf learned to understand Rayan's commands and worked as a team with him. One evening, a stranger came to the junkyard. She was a tall woman with sharp eyes and a calm voice. "I heard about you and your wolf," she said. "I am Lyra, a hunter of rare creatures. But I am not here to take Griv. I want to help you." Rayan was careful but curious. He listened as Lyra explained that many people like them were fighting against the Varen Corporation. They wanted to protect creatures like Griv and stop illegal hunting. Rayan felt hope for the first time. Maybe he was not alone. Together, Rayan, Griv, and Lyra began to prepare for the battles ahead. They knew the road would be hard, but their bond was strong. Griv was no longer just a grumpy wolf. He was a symbol of hope and courage in a dangerous galaxy. And Rayan? He was ready to fight for his friend and for their future. Rayan's days became busy but hopeful. With Lyra's help, he learned many new things about the galaxy and the dangers they faced. Lyra was smart and brave. She taught Rayan how to fight better and how to use machines in new ways. Griv also seemed to trust her. One morning, Lyra showed Rayan an old star map. "This map shows hidden places," she said. "There are safe zones where creatures like Griv can live without fear. We need to reach one of these places." Rayan looked at the map, then at Griv. The wolf growled softly as if he understood the plan. Rayan knew it would be hard to leave the junkyard, but they had no choice. The Varen Corporation would not stop coming. That night, Rayan packed his tools and some food. Griv lay next to him, calm but ready. Lyra checked their weapons and machines. They were ready to leave before dawn. As the first light touched the sky, they started their journey. The stars above were bright, but the road ahead was dark and dangerous. They traveled through empty space using small ships and hidden routes. Many times they had to hide from Varen scouts. Griv's sharp senses helped them avoid danger. When enemies came close, Griv roared loudly, warning Rayan and Lyra to prepare. One day they landed on a desert planet. The sun was hot, and the sand burned their feet. Rayan fixed their ship while Lyra kept watch. Suddenly they heard strange noises. A group of desert raiders appeared, riding fast creatures that looked like giant lizards. They wanted to steal their ship and supplies. Rayan and Lyra prepared to fight, but Griv was faster. With a fierce growl, Griv jumped between the raiders and the ship. He used his strong paws to knock one raider down. His glowing eyes scared the others. The raiders decided it was not worth the fight and ran away. Rayon patted Griv's head. "Good job, Griv. You saved us again." They spent the night under the stars, tired but safe. Lyra told stories about other fighters who protected rare creatures. Rayon felt proud to be part of this group now. After days of travel, they reached a beautiful planet covered with green, forests and blue lakes. This was the safe zone on the map. They landed quietly and explored the new land. The planet was peaceful, with many strange animals and plants. Griv seemed happy here. He ran freely, his armor shining in the sunlight, but peace did not last long. One evening, while they rested near a lake, dark ships appeared in the sky. The Varan Corporation had found them again. Rayon's heart beat fast. He looked at Griv and Lyra. "We have to fight," he said. The battle was fierce. Varan soldiers used advanced weapons and machines, but Rayon, Lyra, and Griv fought with all their strength. Griv's roar shook the ground and his claws cut through metal. Lyra used her skills to disable enemy machines. Rayon fixed their ships, weapons quickly to help in the fight. After hours of battle, the Varan ships were forced to retreat. The safe zone was not so safe after all. Rayon realized the fight was bigger than just him and Griv. It was a battle for freedom, for all creatures who wanted to live without fear. He looked at Griv, who was tired but standing strong. "We will. Keep fighting," Rayon promised. Griv growled softly like he agreed. Together with Lyra, Rayon and Griv prepared for more challenges ahead. Their journey was just beginning. The days after the battle on the green planet were tense. Rayon, Lyra, and Griv knew the Varan Corporation would not stop chasing them. The safe zone was no longer safe. They had to find a new plan, something stronger and smarter. Rayon spent many nights thinking. He looked at Griv and wondered how this grumpy alien wolf had changed his life. Griv was no longer just a wild beast. He was a powerful friend, a protector, and maybe even a key to something bigger. One evening, as they camped near a quiet river, Lyra spoke about a legend. There is an ancient place far away. It is called the Vault of Stars. Many say it holds lost technology and secrets from old times. If we can find it, we might find a way to stop the Varan Corporation. Rayon listened carefully. He had heard stories of the vault, but thought it was just a myth. Now, it seemed like their only hope. The next day, they prepared for a long journey. They packed food, fixed their ship, and studied old star charts. Griv watched them closely, ready for whatever came next. As they traveled, the bond between Rayon and Griv grew stronger. The wolf trusted Rayon more and followed his commands without question. Sometimes Griv's grumpy nature showed, but Rayon understood it was just part of who he was. One night, while resting on a small moon, strange lights appeared in the sky. Ships moved quickly, surrounding their camp. Rayon grabbed his tools ready to fight. Lyra checked her weapons and Griv stood tall, his eyes glowing bright, but the ships did not attack. Instead, a voice came through the speakers. "We mean no harm. We have been watching you." A ship landed, and a group of people came out. They were from a secret group called the Star Guardians. Their mission was to protect the galaxy's rare creatures and fight against the Varan Corporation. The leader, a calm woman named Kara, approached Rayon. "We know about Griv," she said. "He is special. We want to help you." Rayon felt hope rise again. With the Star Guardians, he might have a chance. Kara and her team shared stories of battles and losses. They told Rayon about the Vault of Stars and the dangers ahead. Finding the vault will not be easy, Kara warned. It is guarded by old machines and traps, but inside, you will find power that can change everything. Rayon nodded. He looked at Griv, who growled softly as if ready for the challenge. The new team joined them, and their journey continued. They faced storms in space, fought enemy scouts, and solved puzzles on strange planets. Every step brought them closer to the vault. One day they landed on a rocky world covered in ruins. Ancient machines moved slowly, guarding the entrance to the vault. Rayon and the Guardians worked together, using their skills to avoid traps and unlock doors. Inside the vault, they found shining crystals and strange devices. Rayon's heart beat fast. He touched a glowing panel and suddenly, information flooded his mind. The vault held the secrets of powerful technology that could protect creatures like Griv forever. But the vault was not safe for long. The Varan Corporation had tracked them again and sent their forces to attack. A huge battle started. Machines from the vault fought alongside Rayon and the Guardians. Griv roared and charged, breaking enemy lines. The fight was fierce, but teamwork and courage won the day. After the battle, Rayon looked around at his new friends and at Griv. He felt stronger than ever. The journey was dangerous, but it was also full of hope. Griv, once a grumpy alien wolf frozen in ice, was now a symbol of power and friendship. And Rayon, the poor mechanic, had found a new purpose, protecting Griv and the galaxy from those who wanted to harm them. Together they prepared for whatever came next, ready to face the future with courage. The battle inside the Vault of Stars left Rayon and his friends tired but alive. The power inside the vault was amazing. It had machines and tools from a long time ago, technology no one had seen before. Rayon could feel it could change everything. Kara, the leader of the Star Guardians, explained, "This technology can protect creatures like Griv and help us fight the Varan Corporation, but we need to learn how to use it well." Rayon looked at Griv, who sat quietly, his eyes calm but still glowing softly. The alien wolf had changed so much from the angry, grumpy creature he once was. Now Griv was a strong protector, ready for anything. They stayed inside the vault for many days, studying the old machines and crystals. Rayon learned new skills fast. He repaired broken tools and activated powerful shields. The Guardians helped him understand the secrets hidden in the glowing panels. One evening, as they rested near a glowing crystal, Lyra spoke quietly. "Rayon, the Varan Corporation will not give up. They will come back stronger. We must be ready." Rayon nodded. "We will fight. We have to protect Griv and all the creatures who need help." Suddenly, alarms sounded inside the vault. The Varan Corporation's ships were back. This time, they had more soldiers and better weapons. Rayon and the Guardians prepared for battle again. Griv growled low, his body ready to fight. The Varan soldiers entered the vault, shooting their weapons. But Rayon and his team used the vault's machines to defend themselves. Shields appeared, blocking the enemy's fire. Powerful traps activated, slowing the soldiers down. Griv charged forward, faster and stronger than ever. His armor shone under the bright lights as he fought the enemies. He was not just a wolf, he was a force of nature. During the fight, Rayon saw a group of soldiers trying to destroy the vault's core machine. If they succeeded, all their hard work would be lost. Without thinking, Rayon ran towards the core. Griv followed, protecting him from attacks. Rayon reached the machine and quickly fixed the damage. Sparks flew and the machine hummed to life again. The core started sending out energy waves that pushed the Varan soldiers back. The enemy retreated once more, but Rayon knew this was only the beginning. The Varan Corporation had many resources, and they would not stop until they got what they wanted. After the battle, the group rested. Rayon looked at Griv and smiled. "We are stronger now, but we need more help." Kara agreed. "We will reach out to other groups like ours. Together, we can build a force big enough to fight the Varan Corporation." Days turned into weeks. Rayon, Griv, Lyra, and the Guardians traveled from planet to planet, meeting new allies. Some were mechanics like Rayon, others were warriors, and many were creatures who wanted peace. Each new friend brought hope and strength. They shared stories of loss and courage. They trained together and planned their next moves carefully. Through it all, Griv stayed by Rayon's side, loyal and fierce. He became a symbol of their fight, a reminder of what they were protecting. One night, under a sky full of stars, Rayon spoke to his friends. "We have come far. The fight is still hard, but we are ready. For Griv, for the creatures, and for the future, we will not give up." Griv growled softly as if he understood every word. The road ahead was still dangerous, but Rayan felt hope in his heart. With friends, technology, and Griv's strength, they could face anything. And so, their story continued, a story of courage, friendship, and a grumpy alien wolf who changed the fate of many. The day of the final battle had come. Rayan, Griv, Lyra, and their new allies stood together, ready to face the Varen Corporation once and for all. The fight was not just for themselves anymore. It was for all the creatures and worlds that needed protection. Rayan looked at Griv. The alien wolf was no longer the grumpy, angry creature from long ago. He was calm, strong, and full of power. Griv's glowing eyes shone like stars, and his armor gleamed with a strange, bright light. Together, they were a team like no other. The enemy fleet appeared on the horizon. Hundreds of ships and thousands of soldiers poured out, ready to attack. But Rayan and his friends were ready too. Kara and the Star Guardians had gathered many warriors and machines. The Vault of Stars technology was activated. Powerful shields covered the planets, and hidden traps were ready to stop the enemies. Advance. The battle began with a loud roar. Griv jumped into the fight fast and fierce. His claws cut through enemy armor, and his growls shook the ground. Rayan worked with Lyra, fixing machines and helping the warriors on the front line. The Varen soldiers were strong, but they had not faced a team like this before. The combined strength of Rayan's friends, the Star Guardians, and Griv was too much. In the middle of the battle, the Varen commander appeared. He was tall and cruel, with cold eyes that showed no mercy. He wanted to capture Griv and use his power for himself. Rayan faced the commander. "You will never control Griv," he said firmly. The commander laughed. "We will see." They fought with weapons and machines, but Rayan was quicker and smarter. Griv joined the fight, protecting Rayan and attacking the commander's guards. At one point, the commander tried to trap Griv with a net made of energy. Griv struggled but used all his strength to break free. His roar was louder than ever, and the energy net shattered. Rayan saw his chance. He used a machine from the vault to send a strong electric shock to the commander. The shock made the commander fall, and his soldiers began to lose hope. The battle turned. The Varen forces started to retreat, their ships exploding or falling apart. The planets were safe again. After the fight, Rayan and his friends gathered to celebrate. They had won, but they knew the galaxy would always need protectors. Griv lay down next to Rayan, tired but happy. Rayan smiled and petted the wolf's head. "You changed my life, Griv. Together we made a difference." Lyra joined them, smiling softly. "You both are heroes. This is only the start of a new journey." Rayan looked up at the stars. He knew that adventures and challenges were ahead. But he was ready. With Griv by his side and friends all around, he was not alone. The poor mechanic had become a hero, all because of a grumpy alien wolf. Their story was a legend now, a story of hope, courage, and friendship. And as the stars shone brightly, above, Rayan whispered, "Let's see what the future brings." Griv growled softly as if he agreed.